Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about how important it is, or how much of an impact when the courts deliberately, consistently remove the dad or remove the child from the family, from dad, no contact, restraining orders and such. Uh, all right, so I have somebody right now in my that's really important in my life that's going through that. It's been well over a week now. Um, a woman goes and gets a restraining order. You don't see the child for at least 7 days, for the hearing. And then most likely in the hearing, a lot of times, you're told, well, you got to go to family court to see your kid. The mom does it on purpose so you don't see your kid. I want everyone to know that the impact of a child not seeing their dad, or a dad not seeing their kid, is very, very damaging, and it leaves a profound impact on a child, including mine. So if you're the court, if you're a judge, especially my judge, not going to mention any names, you've been doing this for 20 years plus. If you're going to just take allegations and just immediately remove a child from their dad simply because on allegations, I would say you're destroying your child's life, that child's life, and the impact is mind-boggling. This is why we have these shootings, mass shootings. It's a mental issue. It's a mental problem. Removing fathers from their homes, no contact orders. I want people to know how important that is. Like, including myself, I haven't slept like in 2 years, a good night's sleep. It's no joke. So if you're a judge out there, and the first thing you do is just remove the dad doesn't see the child, I want to tell you one thing right now. That is bullshit. That's baloney. You are complete garbage. If you're a therapist and you're following a narrative that whatever the mom is telling you, that's bull. Uh, a child needs their father as much as they need their mother. So I've had a good night's sleep in a very long time, and I gotta be honest with you, it's like an empty. You walk around like an empty shell, consistently thinking like, what the hell? Um, why would anybody want to help out someone in a negative? It makes money for one thing, for the courts, and second of all, the impact on that child is absolutely the same. So if you're a judge, you're a therapist, you're anything, when a woman is upset that their spouse, their husband, their boyfriend broke up with them, and the first thing they can think of is to hurt them, it's to separate the child from the father. And I'm telling you, this is not a joke anymore. It's not funny whatsoever. So if I'm having those feelings, a child now, like my son, is walking around memorizing stories that they're prefabricated from therapists and moms. They're made up. So he's walking around with these stories of hatred. He's gonna grow up thinking, um, "Oh, poor me, I'm a victim," and he's never gonna have a normal, healthy relationship with anyone. Um, so, um, if anyone doesn't see this, you have a serious problem. So the impact on a father is substantial. So not sleeping at night, some guys can't eat, you lose appetite, depression, suicide, all simply on because people with the head games of the courts and the cops, the therapists. I mean, I'm not condoning guys that walk away from their kids, but I can surely understand that now all of a sudden you've been a father for 10 years, let's say. Now all of a sudden you got to go to a therapist and explain every detail of where you've been, how you've been, how you parent. Um, your money's taken away from you. Um, your time is watched. You're like a hamster in a cage. That now you don't get to kiss your kids goodnight. You don't get to you don't get to see them hardly any other times. Most are every other weekend, which is baloney for any child. And I'm telling you, that is not healthy for a child to have visits with their dad. They didn't have visits before they broke up. So judge, Hampden County courts, or any courts, that is not healthy. That is not in the best interest of any child. So if you're following a child that doesn't know any better, you're the problem. Mom, if you are out there and finding every reason, critiquing every single thing that's wrong with the dad and not yourself, you're the problem. So if you're bringing a child to a therapist just to tell them they don't want to see their dad, you're the problem. So the problem is half and half. So it's equal. You are destroying your ex and your child's life equally. So every year that goes by that a child doesn't see their dad, and it's your fault. Let's say the child is suffering just as bad. So if you're a mom out there and you think that they're not, shame on you. You need to go to a parenting class. You need to learn how to become a parent, how to be a parent. And I know sadly in this state you don't have to go to a parenting class. But if you're a guy, you need to go to anger management. You need to go all these places. You need to. So I get it. If you're a guy out there and father and you walked away, I get it. And I would have to say more than half of the fathers out there don't want to be criticized, um, um, uh, watched, supervised visitation. Really, like I have right now a 4-year-old child. I adore. To him, I'm a superhero. I'm a hero. Um, I take care of him right. He loves me. Uh, so we have another child that says there's something wrong with me. I mean, seriously, you the professionals in today's society need to get their act together. I think it's time for people to understand what's going on here. Stop favoring um, victims as the liberal. I call it the left wing liberal. It's the victims. So mom can make up any story immediately. Child doesn't see a dad immediately. Doesn't have a father in his life. It's very simple. You can lie year after year. It doesn't matter. And if you have a substance abuse problem out there and you're using, as in my situation, you're using the dad to be the problem, shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on the courts, the therapists that go on with the stories and lies. So if anything comes out of this video, I want people to know that the hurt and pain that fathers go through is unbearable. It's the worst. And I'm walking around with a hollow shell, and so is that child, because he's got to memorize a role. He's got to put on an act and lie day in, day out for, guess who? For mom. It's not about the best interest of the child. It's the best interest of mom, because she still gets the child support. You get paid in this state to lie. So I think we should focus on 50-50 and shared custodies, and that's what we're moving forward on. If you're a dad out there and you're not seeing your kid, and I get it, I'm so sorry that you have to go through this. And I think if you're a judge out there and you're making any orders after you hear this this video or anything, shame on you. You're totally destroying all the children's lives that go through family court. You're totally destroying family life. So the hurt and pain that the kids and the fathers go through, it's almost unbearable. So if you want to hurt your child, keep up hurting your ex, because you're doing a great job. So, hey, this is Tony, and this is a real quick pick at the truth. So if you don't want to hear the truth and you're offended, listen to something else that's full of fairy tales and lies. Hey, have a good week.